Welcome to Math with Mr. T. Dogs and chickens living on the street? I don't know about this. Looks more like a duck, I guess. Well, hello there, everyone. We are solving ratio word problems today. And ratio word problems are just like ratio problems, except you guessed it, they include more words. Remember that ratio problems are problems in which the numbers have a relationship and they're bound by that relationship. So, in order to solve them, we have to be able to look for patterns. Let's start with the first problem. On my street, there are 2 dogs for every 5 chickens. If 16 dogs live on my street, how many chickens are there? The first thing to do with a ratio word problem, or really any ratio problem, is to do one of these little fancy T-charts. What this does is it organizes the information we have, and we're able to then just make better use of it. So let's look here. We have the first thing they give us is dogs, and then we have chickens. It's helpful to put the information in the order that it's given to us in the problem. So let's see. For every 2 dogs, there are 5 chickens. And if we have 16 dogs living on the street, how many chickens are there? Okay. Remember, this is about relationships. And right away, I look to see if I can tell the relationship between the 2 and the 5. It looks like it's twice as more plus 1. I don't know, that's kind of a tricky relationship. So I'm going to skip that relationship and see if there's an easier one. Ah, I see one here. I see that there's a relationship between this 2 and the 16. The 16 is 8 times bigger than the 2. So if we have 8 times as many dogs, we're going to have 8 times as many chickens. And 40 is a lot of chickens, but if we have 16 dogs, we will have 40 chickens. This next one's a little trickier. There's an extra step we need to do that a lot of people miss. So let's jump in. While Luke plants 6 pepper seeds, Willa plants 10 pepper seeds. When Luke plants 21 seeds, how many will Willa have planted? Let's do this nice little T chart again, as it's very helpful to organize our thoughts. And we're given Luke first. And if we read the problem, Willa comes second. And Luke plants 6 pepper seeds for every 10 that Will is able to plant. Then the problem goes on and says, when Luke plants 21 seeds, how many will Willa have planted? So we're looking for this number right here. Now, if I look to see what the relationship between 6 and 10 is, again, it's kind of tricky. It's not double, it's more than 1. It's a little trickier than I want it to be. I also have trouble going from 6 to 21 like we did last time. Is it 3 times bigger? No. It's a little more than that. Is it 4 times bigger? It's not that big. So this is where a new strategy comes into play. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to find a basic ratio. A basic ratio is a ratio that's the smallest ratio that continues to still be a relationship with whole numbers. So if we take this 6 and we take this 10, and we were to try to find that ratio as a smaller ratio, let's look at 6 and 10 as multiples. What's a factor that both 6 and 10 share? What's a number that I can divide out of 6 and 10? Well, I could cut both of them in half. So if I divide 10 by 2, I'm going to be left with 5. And if I divide 6 by 2, I'm going to be left with 3. So the basic ratio is 3 to 5. Now that I have this basic ratio, I can build right back up to 3 to 21. That's 7 times bigger. And if I do it to one side, I need to make sure I do it to the other side as well. So 5 times 7 is going to get me 35. Thanks for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Please let me know. And don't forget to subscribe.